Definitely.
Definitely.
Right. And the show is packed full. As usual, we're ready to fly and come along with us. We're beginning on the global scene where the hardship is, well, biting here in Nigeria. The UK economy is also going through tough times as it has officially entered a recession. Now, this is after it recorded 2 successive quarters of negative economic growth in the second half of last year, and that's according to official data as of Thursday. Now, gross domestic product shrank by 0.3% in the fourth quarter of 2023 after contracting 0.1% in the previous 3 months, meeting the technical definition of a recession. Britain slid into recession last year on elevated inflation and a cost of living crisis, dealing a blow to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak before this year's general election. Well, it appears to be a global phenomenon because when you look at the fact that COVID-19 happened to many countries in terms of financial woes that occurred at national levels, and it doesn't appear any country was spared. And, the thankful thing for some countries is that, okay, the systems on ground were able to absorb the shocks that COVID-19 brought. In Nigeria now, in terms of the figures, the statistics, and the death toll, we didn't have it as bad as other countries, but healing economically has been tough. And so here we are with our own challenges. In Britain too, cost of living has skyrocketed, and particularly for Nigerians and other Africans, I should say, living there. I believe that, and from what we are reading, it's also particularly tough on them with this recession. Though it depends on where you stand. People are saying it's not that marginal. Some are saying it's minimal. It's a 0.1, statistics, so to speak. So, but really, for Nigerians now having to cough out, well, if we convert to Naira, about 2 million for rent every month, you can imagine how, dire straits that, one must be in.
That's right. The world is in chaos right now. It's just very glaring that everywhere doesn't seem to be the way it used to be. It's not rosy anywhere as it is, because if you look at the Russia-Ukraine war, the attendant Israel-Hamas war, look at the post-pandemic
Russia-Ukraine too.
So all of these things, quite contributed. Even though oppositions in the UK believe that Rishi Sunak has not been able to deliver on his promise to shore up the...
Which he rode on. He rode on,
exactly.
all this during his campaign.
Yeah, so, the Conservative Party, which has been there about, 7 decades or thereabout, they believe that the past 14 years, it's been very, very bad. The economy of the UK has been, nosediving. And also they said that people spending less, doctors' strikes and fall in school attendance, also dragged the UK into the recession at the end of last year. So according to the data, they said the economy shrank by larger than expected.
Twice.
0.3% between October and December, exactly. So after it had already contracted between July and September. So UK recession, if it fails to grow rather, for 2 successive quarters. So the figures raise questions over whether Rishi Sunak has met those pledges. So it's all of those things that we just need to understand that it's not rosy anywhere in the world. About seven developed economies are also facing similar recession. Japan is one of them. All of these countries are also going through harrowing times. With their citizens complaining about rising cost of goods and services and all of that. And you remember, just like you said, you compare Nigerians who are moving abroad, saying that they are seeking greener pasture. We're not saying that it's not green, but then you need to know these countries too are also undergoing, or they are facing harrowing times. And they will also want to take care of their own citizens first before they begin to think of immigrants. Look at the U.S., former President Donald Trump is threatening that when he gets back into...
When? Are you Team Trump?
If and when. No. Well, I'm not even pro-Trump or Biden. I'm not even any of the fans. as far as I'm concerned, they are birds of a feather, but that's not what we're discussing. But the thing is, Donald Trump, when he gets there, is saying that he's going to, put out many, illegal immigrants, according to the way he puts it.
Doesn't appear to be.
He says America first. So it means that all of the countries are looking at, let us,
right,
take care of our own citizens.
But for the sake of conversation, it doesn't appear to be, it's vintage Trump, talking about illegal migrants. His first term, we saw how that went down. We saw the fierce campaigns here on which he rode. And of course, that
he doesn't care. He doesn't care who's
the walls, build the walls. We saw all those campaign mantras that trended at the time, right? But what's instructive for me is, of course, this period that we are having such a high influx of Nigerians seeking greener pastures. Of course, Europe and UK are part of the destinations for these Nigerians. Like you said, people just have to, know what they are going into. And already, we know how, many of these immigrants, the kind of jobs that they get to do, really. So, but going at a time like this when the country, UK that is having its own, financial challenges, the implication is that Nigerians will have to, or Nigerians or whoever is affected will have to work harder and, spending little or no time at home, having to run multiple jobs and the likes. But then it also burdens, or it also, shows the tough job, of governance, across various climes. And, how they just have to, keep to their words, be on their toes day and night to ensure better lives for the citizenry. And well, this is going to be it's going to form, perhaps, a major chunk of conversations over the course of today, looking at how the country will, find itself on safer grounds. Well, we've said this, of course, we will also look at other issues regarding the Nigerian scenario during the course of the show today. And so just keep it locked with us on TVC Breakfast Friday, where we have, so much more. We'll be bringing you the news